Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rise Up. I'm your host, Aaliyah Orozco, and I'm so happy to have you guys here today. This episode is a very special one as I'm joined with a very special guest. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I wanted to bring Lisa Garcia on for many reasons. She's been so open about her journey and has been inspiring so many people with her courage and with her faith. So yeah, we're gonna dive in deep into her story, but you guys probably know her as she's the mother of boxing superstar Ryan Garcia. But today we're really gonna talk about her journey with her faith and resilience during this time. So I'm excited. Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time.
Well, thank you for driving all the way to San Diego. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Visit beautiful San Diego.
I know. I was like, how can I miss up the opportunity?
I'm San Diego's biggest cheerleader.
Are you?
Yes.
How long have you lived here?
I've only lived here maybe about close to 5 years now. But ever since I was a little girl, my father came down here, and I always said, I want to live there one day because it's so beautiful. It has everything. Beaches, mountains, hiking, everything you want to do is here. The culture has so many different restaurants from so many different cultures here, so you never finish eating inside.
No, I know. That's why I was so excited too. Always like the best food is out here. I love San Diego. Yeah. So before that, then you were living in LA, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's where we were living. Prior, Victorville, and then we ended up moving over here when Ryan teamed up with Eddie Reynoso. So that's how we ended up here.
Wow. Yeah. And you think you're going to stay here for some time? You see yourself. You're not leaving.
San Diego's home. I tried when the Padres lost. I wanted them to win. I used to be a Dodger fan, but when I was a little girl. But then, I moved away, so I wasn't into baseball that much because boxing just consumed me. But
how could it not?
But I went to a Padres game, like before they even made it to that part of the season. When they played the Dodgers, I went to a Padres game. It was just so exciting. I said, I miss baseball. So
baseball's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Have you went to anything recently or no, just boxing?
No, I haven't even watched boxing. I just...
Me too.
My son ain't fighting. I ain't watching. No, I did watch the Bivol.
I actually didn't watch that fight, but I heard it was good.
Yeah,
it was good?
Yeah, yes.
Well, yeah, how's the status on all that? Ryan will be coming back next year.
Yes.
Is it all the way until April or?
Yes.
So it is like a full year.
April, yes.
Wow, okay. Yeah. I know that
But you know what? Sometimes, he needed the rest. And sometimes if you're not going to take it, then it's going to be dealt to you that you're going to rest, Just like with me, with this situation, I have to rest, right? So
I know. I love how God works in that way. Even if you don't want to, he's like, no, this season you need to rest. Right. He's gonna have everything work out where it literally makes you kind of have to rest.
Yeah.
So no, that's really good to hear. So yeah, I kind of want to start there. Just a little. Well, actually, you guys, before we get into all of this, you're probably like, what is this?
It's my dog.
Let's address the elephant in the room, or also the dog in the room.
And my white dog.
Your white dog. And what about... Hey. Oh, my guys, our Starbucks game. Yay. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Wait, this is mine. Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, now we have Starbucks. Thank you. Cheers. Hey. Well, this just got way better. I love it.
I haven't had breakfast, so.
Me either. Ooh. That tastes really good. I haven't tried a matcha, actually, yet. That's your go-to?
You're missing out.
Really? I know, because everybody loves it.
Here, just try for the first time.
Well, you guys on camera?
I have on my lipstick right here, but I think we're going to take it off. It's up to you, but
I do the same thing. You're fine?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Wait. Is there honey in there or a sweetness?
It's vanilla. It's vanilla.
That's really... You need to send me that order.
And vanilla.
Oat milk with vanilla. You guys, that's the new Starbucks order. A matcha with oat milk and vanilla.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. Oh, that tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about this, and now, you guys, we're going to talk about what we really came here for.
Okay.
Lisa, I know that it's probably been really challenging for you with this new news in your life, but you've been handling it so well. It's really so beautiful to see. I really admire your strength. But just what was that moment like for you, I guess, first initially finding out about your diagnosis, and Yeah, what were just like the initial stages?
Well, I was just not even in shock. Something in me just kicked into gear that, okay, let's do this.
Really?
That kind of attitude, just happened for me. It was my first mammogram ever. I didn't go because, even though I had felt a lump, I just didn't go and thought that it was just, it's just this or something's going to go away. Well, it didn't go away. So I went to the doctor for the first time. I called and I said, I need to get a mammogram for the first time. They said, okay. I said, but I am concerned about something. I said, if I have a lump and you give me a mammogram, I was afraid they would smash it and it would splurt all over or something, right? So I told the guy, right? So I get there and then the nurse, I tell her the same thing. I said, I'm here to get a mammogram, but I have a lump. She goes, what, you have a lump? You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be somewhere else. She felt really bad because it was my first time. I had a lump. So she arranged it to have somebody see me anyway that day within 2 hours.
Oh, good.
So I went in and then the nurse had done an ultrasound, all this stuff, and then right away she says, "Oh, we have to get in and do a biopsy right away." So I was in there. I think like the next few days I had a biopsy, and then that's when they told me. But before I left, I kind of knew something was up because the nurse. She saw my cross and she goes, "Oh, what faith are you?" I said, "Christian." She says, "Okay." So before I left, she said, "Lisa," I said, "What?" She goes, "Can I pray for you?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And I thought it was beautiful that right there in the middle of the ultrasound room, she's praying over me, right? So I'm saying, okay, she saw something, And so sure enough, they called and said that, on my report said I had I forget the name of the cancer, but it's very common. And so right away, they just said, we have to set you up for operation. And then, so the first thing was taking out the tumor and the cancer in the lymph nodes.
Yeah.
And then after that, now I'm going through radiation. So that had to heal first, of course. I was a little tired before that. And with the radiation, you get tired, but it's like, I got tired sooner than other people.
Really?
It hit me. Like fatigue is a whole different level of tired. Let me tell you. When people say, "Oh, I have what is that chronic fatigue syndrome?" Oh, God bless them. I'll pray over you them. I want to pray over them when I see them and they tell me someone like that, because fatigue is not just I'm tired. It's like no matter if you sleep, no matter if you stay in bed all day, you're still tired.
Like there's nothing you could do to even
that
get
energy
that
sucked out of
away.
you, right? But I tried something yesterday. I said, "That's it. I'm tired of being tired." So I went and I got a massage.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So today, look at me. I'm all bubbly.
No, I know. Like, you're like great, Lisa.
That might be the key.
No, that is. Was it like a full body massage?
Yeah, full body massage and just kind of. I don't know. Today I feel much better. So.
Well, you look great. You look lively. You look bubbly. I wouldn't even know that you were like experiencing
when you
that.
talked to me yesterday, I was like,
No, I know. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess, was early detection really important then in this? Like, I guess if you would have waited a little bit longer, would that have made a difference? Or how does that really work?
Yeah, early detection is the best thing. And, whenever you feel anything, a lump, or even if you don't feel a lump, heck, they say once you're 40, but if you have someone who's had breast cancer, it doesn't have to be hereditary. Mine is not hereditary. Even if you have somebody who got breast cancer, but it wasn't because it was hereditary, then you should go. Like my daughters, I want them to go in a little early now, and just make sure that, it's hormonal sometimes. I don't know the medical stuff, terminology, but you should really get checked every year. Because if they find it early, it's like, for me, it was second stage, so it's still early enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait, and then you get to force it. It becomes very dangerous. So.
I know, that's why it's good. I'm happy you went to the doctors when you felt like that something was off with your body.
Yeah.
No, we definitely know our bodies most, so know when to go.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
And this month is Cancer Awareness Month, so I got my little pink. I gave her that one.
Hey, you guys. I was wearing the pink for Lisa today. I woke up and was like, I got to find the perfect outfit for her. No, but so when you first found out then from the doctor, you got that call, I guess from the beginning, were you already really strong? Because it seems like you handled it really well when you said she already kind of prayed for you. I guess you kind of already realized there was something going on and you were already able to start praying about it and giving it to God? Or was it a little bit hard for you and the family at first? Because that's really hard news.
I think it was harder for my children because they didn't understand what that meant. I had my doctors encouraging me and saying, "Oh, don't worry. There's 1 out of 10 women get breast cancer now, and that's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
So, but a lot of them, I think it's 80% that overcome breast cancer. So, and heal from breast cancer. So, I felt optimistic that I didn't want to start worrying because I think worry causes stress, and stress causes all sorts of stuff.
Even more,
right? Yep. So I just rolled with the punches daily and took it day by day. And I don't know. For me, I can't be lying in bed. Oh, I have cancer, I'm going to stay in bed. No, I just couldn't do that.
And be a victim to it.
Yeah, I just kept working and see what, are you aiming after the operation? I was at the park with my family. I was at the park with my family. They were having our birthday party for one of the grandkids, and it was Luca, one of Sarissa's nephew. Right.
Aww.
So I went anyway. We all went, and I was fine. So
you haven't let it stop you.
Yeah, I just keep moving. But there is a time where I had to rest too. When I feel exhausted, then I have to rest. So.
Yeah, like listen to your body and completely. Yeah. Well, how have you, what was the story, I guess, with your faith? Because you really are a woman of faith, and I see that in your children too, in the way that they carry themselves and the way that they love God and want to share the gospel. Mm-hmm. And I know that it really comes from you. So what was just that journey in your life, your testimony to get to this point?
To my faith?
Yeah.
Wow. I helped start a Bible study group, and we meet every Monday, and we just talked about that. Yeah, we have a pastor who leads it. I don't lead it. The pastor Gilbert leads it, and we talked about that, about our faith, and lots of us gave our testimony to it. For me as a child, I turned to God because I had anxiety, as I was 7 or 8 years old. I was afraid of everything. I couldn't hear the word cancer. I'd freak out. You know what I mean? So, I started praying to God a lot. So God was my confidant. He was my best friend. I just believed in him as a child so much. And then, of course, environmental and home factors and things that happen in life, divorce and my parents and my father's death and, all those things that happen while you're a teenager were really impacted me negatively. And I had a bunch of emotional issues when my father died, because my dad was like my buddy, He was like my favorite guy in the whole wide world. He made me laugh all the time, and he screamed a lot, though.
Don't they all?
He was a screamer, but it just had a really deep impact on me, and my parents' divorce did the most too. And so, I kind of went through a little dark period, in my teens and my early 20s, and I didn't start, I started, but all through it, I knew that I would go home and pray and cry and say, God, help me,
Yeah.
And he was always with me through those times. And so it's been that reason why when I got married is what really helped to anchor it all, just to have that security again of a home life and a family, And I think that's what shook my world is when, you're a child and you have your mother and your father, and then you're a teen, all of a sudden your whole family is uprooted and you're all, right? So I think coming back to that really secured me and was able to grow more in my faith and, study more and just let God pour into me. And so a lot of things just eventually fell off, vices and things like that. And I was able to be more in peace now. Yeah. And they truly are. It's like all those substitute things that we all look for to heal our pain. Is that going to do it? It's really not.
I always say that.
Yeah. It's not going to do it. It's not going to heal it. And You know, really, it's loving God and having a relationship with Him and letting Him teach you, like a father does, that will really start to heal you.
No, completely.
Yeah.
No, I know. I always talk about that because I feel like, especially right now, we're in a time where like society does try to like make us believe that certain things will fill up our cup, and it isn't. Like, we'll never feel fulfilled without having like that love from Jesus. And no, I've experienced that early on too. So I totally agree with you and everything you just said. But okay, so what would be your message then for people who are also experiencing what you are at this moment, and for their loved ones of just dealing with this battle of this disease?
Well, I had a sister-in-law write to me. She hadn't wrote to me in a long time, and see how God works. You know, I was going through some things, you know, with not understanding sometimes the reaction of other people, loved ones, to what you're going through. And she said, you know, take care of yourself, Lisa, because I want you to know, like, maybe sometimes people really don't understand what you're going through, you know. And I don't like to cry about it too much, you know. I just deal with it with me and God, and that's it, right? Because at the end of the day, that's really what it is, between you and God, right? So I try to just stick to that instead of pouring it onto my kids and making them, you know, so, or my husband or what have you. But she said, you know, I have to say to the person with cancer is really lay it all on God's throne and really stay tight with God and love your family and be patient with them. If, you know, I know some of them will be very attentive. Some of them don't know how to act or behave, right? Yeah. So just, you know, it's okay. You know, just, that's what I'm learning, you know, is that it's okay. Not everyone's going to understand what you're experiencing or going through. So don't take it too hard.
Yeah.
You know?
No, completely.
Yeah. It's someone not understanding. Like, if you say, I'm tired, you know, and you don't want to go do this or that right now, and you're like, well, why? They want you to be the same person, right? But you're not feeling like the same person. Just because you're not showing it doesn't mean you're not feeling it.
Oh my gosh, that part. How have you been able to deal with that then? Because I also actually really deal with that. I told you a little bit about my Crohn's disease, like another invisible illness. But yeah, I feel like that part of it's so hard of like, yeah, you can't really see that I'm in like so much pain, but I am. So like when you are telling people like, actually, I don't think I can make it, or I don't have the energy, like, I don't know. That's something I deal with too. So how do you deal with that?
You know, I go in my room and then I'll just cry to God, like, you know, I don't want to show them, you know, because I don't want them to feel like I'm a big complainer, right? So
that's literally that, yeah.
And the people that you love, you don't want to pour that on them either. You know, you want to stay strong for them, right? So I just kind of just deal with it on my own, to be honest with you, with God, and I feel better once I like, or I'll call a friend that I know I can have confidence in and say, I feel this way, you know, and you know, being able to talk to my sister-in-law, texting about it yesterday helped me a lot too. So, you know.
Leaning on your support people.
Yeah.
And also really leaning on God. Sometimes just like closing the door on the world and just crying and just letting that out.
Yeah.
I know I always feel better too when I do that. Like I did that yesterday and I feel like relieved now.
Yeah.
And we need that. Like we really need that. And it's about like your relationship. That really is why it's like so great. It is like that father figure pouring into you.
Yeah.
How have you been able to keep your family so close and so like so much of like that togetherness through all of this? I think that's been like really beautiful to see with all like your children and your grandkids. You guys all just seem like really happy, and I think family support in hard times is so important.
Well, you know, I don't want to portray that we're perfect, because, you know, we struggle with inner relationship just like any other family, right?
That's family though.
Yeah, but I think that's the key, is that I constantly remind my kids and send them little, you know, what are they called? The little
GIFs?
Yeah.
GIFs?
Send them scripture, some things, you know, about family too, you know, like no matter what, you know, I even tell them, hey, I know I'm an imperfect mother. I know I don't always say things right or do things right, but no, the bottom line is I love you guys. My heart and my intention or that I love you and I want the best for you, you know, and I just constantly remind them of that, and that they are sisters and brothers, and that when I and Henry pass along, we want them to know that they have each other always. And that, I think, is always said to them. And I think that, you know, it's like my sisters and brothers. We may not always see each other, but I know if anything happened and I needed any one of them, I could pick up the phone and call them, and they would be there. Right. So, and that's what I want for my kids to know, that, you know, when they're really in trouble, you know, that they could call their sister or brother.
You know, they have each other to lean on.
Right.
So I want to transition a little bit to talk a little bit more about mental health. I know you said you are partnering or sponsoring a business. I would love to hear a little bit more about that organization and what they're doing.
Yeah. The organization is called New Self. It's NEU-SELF. So they're having a golf tournament December 1st out in Burbank, and we're sponsoring a team, the Fierce Reflex golf team, with Sean is the head of. Okay, and so we're going to go out there and try to raise funds for this organization, New Self. They actually go out and help underserved communities with mental health. What is it called? Mental health
Awareness.
Yeah. No, services, actually.
Yeah.
Services. And they also help veterans.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they would love to be able to work and do something for athletes.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I will put more details down below where you guys can find the event, support. Because, yes, we definitely want you guys to support. That's an amazing organization. So thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, so Lisa, it's been so lovely talking with you. And thank you so much for taking the time. I just guess I want to kind of end here. 2 little questions. One, what would be your advice you would give to your younger self?
To my younger self? I would definitely, I wish I would have stayed more focused and in my relationship with God, and not allow my friends to influence me so much, you know, when I was going through my hard times, and seek help from adults if you are going through a hard time. And really don't look for alternative things to make you feel better. You know, that's what I would tell myself. You know, I would, because I know if I would have just stayed focused on my relationship with God and not got lost so much when my parents got divorced, I think that things would have turned out. But even so, God was there watching me. I still managed to go to college. I managed to do all those things.
Find your way back.
Yeah, and find my way back. But, you know, I think that young people could really skip the drugs, you know, and the alcohol. It's not what life is. And I think sometimes when you live in, you know, urban communities, and some that, you know, a lot of times if you don't get encouraged to go to college or, you know, a career or something, you know, that's all kids tend to do. Like, well, what are we going to do? They party, right? They have other things to do. Like,
It's so true.
Can't afford to get into sports and these stuff like that. But there are organizations out there for kids that will help you stay focused, you know, on, you know, achieving your goals in life.
Yeah.
You know, so, and when things do hit you at home hard and things aren't going well at home, you know, don't go out to your friends. Go to an adult, go to someone at school that can help you, you know.
No, that's such a great piece of advice. Like, really, who are you seeking to go find, like, your advice from? And,
Right.
Yeah, because I know that is huge. Like, when you go to the wrong people, that can influence so much.
Right.
And I look at that time of my life, too, and I'm like, I'm so thankful that I went to my church leaders instead of, like, my friend group in, like, freshman year. Because I'm like, I think I would have been a totally different person if I, like, seeked my advice from them.
Right.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing that. And to just end on Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I think it's so important to share stories like yours. And so I appreciate you coming on and sharing more about your story. Just one more time for just everybody experiencing maybe either cancer, or a loved one experiencing cancer, or just a chronic illness, just one last little message for them to get them through this month. Just a little inspiration.
self-care. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, get the rest you need, and just do something or get into something that makes you happy. If it's going to church, if it's serving someone else in the community, or art classes, whatever it is, you know, just take care of you.
I love that, Lisa. Thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode and learned something. I know I sure did, and I loved hearing your story. And stay tuned for the next episode of Rise Up. Bye.